of Srila Guru Maharaj has got some wonderfully mystical mixture of feelings. Sometimes I feel some pains of separation, physical separation from Srila Guru Maharaj. So, but besides feelings, besides my memory is kindled with some feelings of separation, I also mystically feel presence of Guru Maharaj, eternal presence. So that's what is the spiritual character of the feelings. Feelings of union in separation. Because due to Srila Guru Maharaj's physical absence, through his physical presence, physical manifestation, manifest presence, we could have related to Srila Guru Maharaj more directly, more objectively, according we could perceive, could have the direct perception of his presence and all. So often absence is felt. There is some acute feelings of absence of that direct manifest presence. Through his physical form. Is kindling some feelings of union in separation. Sometimes the nature of the union in separation can be more intense rather than direct physical association. Because we feel through union of separation, through the path, through the principle, through the stream of feelings of union in separation, we feel closely connected. We embrace him more closely, more intensely, more lovingly, with some more yearning. The separation causes that yearnings to feel about Guru Maharaj more closely with yearnings because of missing, feelings of missing. Therefore, the path of being united in separation, in other words, union in separation, has been so much glorified, given so much importance. In the spiritual world, in the world of subjective realizations, in the world of higher subjective realizations. But then at some point, in a mystically wonderful way, we can also feel the direct presence of Srila Guru Maharaj's energy here in a spiritual way, very mystically, mysteriously spiritual way, subtle way. This bhajan kutir is filled with Srila Guru Maharaj's energy, his presence. And it's a direct presence, as if Guru Maharaj is directly manifesting here. It is just another aspect of his manifest presence, more felt through spirit. Felt through spirit. Spiritual way. So much live memories, feelings. So we can relate to the consciousness of this beautiful bhajan kutir of Guru Maharaj both ways. Through union in separation and through union in a mystical way. I know both of you also feel very similar way as you reflect on the past, sitting close to Guru Maharaj over there, over here, receiving Diksha, initiation, as if it all happened the other day, so much alive in our memory. It's not like so many years passed by, and like it happened the other day, so live.
Vivid memory, yeah.
Vivid memory. That is the spiritual way, higher subjective way of feeling into it. So your visit today over there, Tirtha Maharaj Ashram, was very nice and all.
Very nice.
Naturally. Today I feel like reflecting on one point. Often devotees have some queries. Often devotees wonder, oh, we cannot directly relate with Krishna. So someone, although we understand theoretically and ideally that Krishna is the supreme reality, is absolute reality, the beautiful. Krishna is everywhere, everything connected with Krishna. But yet, since we cannot directly perceive about Krishna, how can we have relationship with? When something we can directly perceive, we can see, hear, touch, feel directly, it's easier for us to have relationship with. But since we cannot do in the same way, directly relate with Krishna in a physical way with our direct perception, how can we have our love relationship with Krishna? Mostly it remains like in a more ideal way in our conception, in the form of Siddhanta, in the form of ideals, beautiful conception. See, and Srila Guru Maharaj replied to that question. So often devotees wonder in that way, and Guru Maharaj beautifully, wonderfully replied to this kind of question, saying that try to be relating to Krishna more in spiritual sense, spiritual way, not just in just casual objective manner, casual objective way, but subjective, higher subjective consciousness, through higher subjective consciousness, super subjective consciousness, through your deeper insight, through the path of your higher awakening, on the subjective level to super subjective level. Krishna can be connected only by higher subjective, super subjective ways, cannot be directly connected or related just straightly material way, materially objective way. Because he is of transcendental nature. Therefore he is called that of transcendental truth, the supreme reality of transcendental nature. So we should be trying to relate to that supreme divine truth. In other words, so we should also accordingly trying to be relating to the supreme, the supreme reality, the supreme divine truth in transcendence, in a transcendental way, instead of casual material way, in higher spiritual sense, higher spiritual ways, transcendental way. As we keep on trying and trying, at some beautiful fortunate moment, wonderful fortunate moment, we receive some revealed capacity, blessed capability through which we can relate to Krishna directly, being in transcending or transcendental Krishna consciousness through super subjective ways. It happens, our sincere effort to relate to Krishna in higher spiritual sense, higher subjective, divinely subjective, super subjective ways, as befitting to his character to relate with, then all those sincere efforts at certain fortunate moments become blessed by Krishna's will, and then makes us qualified to actually relate. It happens at certain fortunate moments. Therefore Guru Maharaj spoke about so much higher subjective level of consciousness, super subjective levels of consciousness in this way. And we may think, how may it happen? It may be difficult. It rarely happens in our life, such type of super subjective experience to directly connect with Krishna, relate to Krishna. But it may also happen in easy, natural, easy, normally flowing way. If we can, when we have all sincerity, to be connected with the frequency, to be attuned with the higher frequency of Krishna consciousness, through which we can relate to him directly. So it's not always very difficult. It can be difficult, it can be very rare. At the same time, at certain moments, it can be easily flowing naturally from within, from the depth of within, from the level of our soul and super soul, a grace coming down from above, bestowed on us from above, and connecting with us, and thereby enabling us to connect with him, with the Supreme He, Supreme She. Such experience is mystically wonderful, but it is very true, very true. Guru Maharaj also describes, he is very far, at the same time he is very near. Tad dure cha tad antike. When we remain so materially conditioned, as long as our views, our ways of viewing, our ways of perception remains very materially limited, the same supreme divine, the same absolute reality remains very far, distant. But as soon as we're entuned, we get attuned with some higher divine consciousness, super subjective level of Krishna consciousness is very near. Then we can discover we are living in Krishna consciousness, and that Krishna consciousness is within us and outside us. We find ourselves, we discover ourselves living in Krishna consciousness, in and out. It is possible. Then Krishna is near. And we can discover while we are living with Krishna, Krishna is within me, without me, inside me, outside me. I am surrounded by the higher super subjective Krishna consciousness, divine Krishna consciousness. That is Uttamadhikari vision, Mahabhagavata vision. When the Uttamadhikari devotee, high class Mahabhagavata devotee relate to the same material universe, they no more. They do not relate to the material universe in a material way. They always view, they relate transcending the material aspects, transcending all the material limits of all material dynamics, material, limitations. They relate to whole universe as the universal form of Krishna. And they directly connect with Krishna through his universal form. The way Mahabhagavatas, in other words, when the Uttamadhikari devotees of Mahabhagavatas relate each and everything, they never relate to anything in a material way, with any material limit, with any material perception or material vision. The higher spiritual, topmost spiritual, transcendental vision of Krishna consciousness. Directly seeing and feeling into the omniscience, omnipresence of Krishna all around. And they even discover themselves living within Krishna, Krishna's energy. And Krishna is living within them. And through Achinta Bhedabhed, through their feelings of simultaneous, inconceivable simultaneous experience of one and distinct ways, they feel united with Krishna through Krishna consciousness, living with Krishna. Krishna is within them, without them, inside them, outside them. They never live their life without Krishna. Such wonderful life they live. So they live a life divine while being on the material plane, but they are not actually living on the material plane. They are already attuned with higher divine frequency of the vision. Just as when in the world of the radio mechanism, TV mechanism, radio mechanism, electronic mechanism. See, when we know how to attune with different centers, different radio centers, TV centers, radio frequencies, TV frequencies, as soon as we can attune properly, everything is there. Although it is taking on the mundane plane, but it is representing some subtle energy of the mundane level, those frequencies. I'm just giving some examples. But until and unless we can properly attune with those dynamics, those higher dimensions and frequencies, although everything is there, nothing is there. But as soon as we connect to the particular frequency, there are many frequencies. So, medium waves, short waves, long waves. Then we receive so much sounds and musics and visions through radio frequencies, TV frequencies. So similarly, there are higher spiritual, transcendental frequency, not one or two, many. The higher Krishna conscious frequencies to be attuned with. And then so much is available infinitely, most wonderfully infinitely. Through innumerable dimensions, through infinite, unlimited, innumerable, unlimited dynamics and dimensions, all bound into one whole, absolute, holistic Krishna consciousness, with in so many colors, so many feelings, with so many bhavas, so many colorful Krishna conscious feelings, moods, experiences, all filled with wonders and wonders and wonders. Unendingly. So colorfully beautiful, colorfully wonderful, beautifully colorful, opulent, ecstatic feelings of blissfulness, experience of divine bliss, ecstasy, through feelings, forms, vision, many other dynamics. about Krishna. And even we can fortunately connect to that higher spiritual world, Krishna conscious world, transcendental world of Krishna consciousness, why we are here. It is possible through sadhana. At very fortunate moments, it can be possible. Therefore, see, I just tell you from my own experience. The other day, I had some little relaxed and free time. So there was some nice sun. I got bare-bodied and just started taking some sun bath, taking the sun ray, and just immediately in some wonderful way, I started feeling into the energy of Krishna through sunlight. Instead of casually connecting to the sunlight, I felt like I was absorbing great pranic energy, Krishna's energy, in the form of sun ray falling on my body. Just more than just casual way, I'm standing in the sun, it feels good, or that's all, finished. No. So I started to connect with that deeper way and higher way, and I was receiving something higher from that sun's energy directly. And I could feel it through my whole existence. And I realized I'm relating to the sun energy as the energy of Krishna right now, more than casual ways, more than just material limitations. I am actually connecting. I directly felt at some point, I could directly feel, started directly experiencing. Sometimes with open eyes, trying to look at the sun, some closed eyes, and feeling Krishna's energy in the form of sun ray, and I was receiving it in my existence. It felt very beautiful. In that moment, I felt I was directly connecting to Krishna in the form of his energy. No different. So, beautiful experience. So, that I was connecting with Krishna. It is none other than this beautiful sun ray, wonderful sun ray, giving so much pranic energy. I am feeling so much better. This actually Krishna's energy in the form of sun, helping me, now caressing me, and I am absorbing that vigor from sunlight, that energy within my existence, feeling so great. It felt so good. I felt so much better that way. But unlike the casual ways of relating, because I was relating in a Krishna conscious way. That is a aspect of universal form of Krishna. This air, sun ray, ether, sky, trees, all filled with Krishna's energy. They are none other than Krishna's energy manifesting, helping to sustain, nurture our life potency. They are filled with life-giving energy to sustain me, nurture me. And I also experienced directly that one aspect of Krishna's energy now relating to another aspect in the form of my identity. Because I am also none other than Krishna's energy, particle of Krishna's energy, tatastha marginal potency. So now one aspect of Krishna's energy in the form of sun ray, and the beautiful wind blowing through the trees and all, to the sky. So now those aspects of Krishna's life-giving energy now relating to other aspect of Krishna's energy particle in the form of me. Now both are being united. together. And marvelous experience, a glimpse of divine experience. I'm not saying that to you all for any kind of self-aggrandizement, but rather to narrate the glory, describe the glory of the causeless mercy, of the flow of causeless mercy of Krishna, of our Guru Maharaj, Guru Varga. Sometimes it can manifest in our life that way when we are wanting to relate in that higher spiritual sense, spiritual ways. We're really yearning to do that. It happens. We never know when it will happen, but you can receive certain wonderful glimpse of the real divine experience, mystically wonderful way, beautiful glimpse of the divine experience, Krishna conscious experience. And if in those most fortunate, invaluable moments, you feel connected with the divinity. Then we realize how, when Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yomang pashyati sarvatra sarvancha mai pashyati tasyahang na pranashyami sacha na pranashyati. Yomang pashyati sarvatra Yomang pashyati sarvatra sarvancha mai pashyati tasyahang na pranashyami sacha na pranashyati. Those who can see me, feel my presence all around the universe, and also see everything, see the whole universe connected with me. In other words, those fortunate devotees of mine who can see me, feel my presence everywhere, see me everywhere, feel my presence everywhere all around the universe, and sees all of them, they are all present in me, and they become united with such feelings and vision of mine. They are never lost from me, I am never lost from them. Because now they are situated in my universal, infinitely divine, universal consciousness of mine. Because, I repeat, because right then they are actually situated, established in my universal divine consciousness, my all-pervading divine consciousness, to the limitlessness. So, they cannot but see me, feel me everywhere around them, and everything in me, they see everything in me and see me in everything. Both ways. United absolute vision, non-dual vision. It is a mixture, union of dual and non-dual vision in Krishna consciousness, both together in Achinta Bheda way. Achinta Bheda way. Simultaneously, it's all seen and felt and realized in simultaneously inconceivable oneness and distinction. Seeing Krishna everywhere and seeing everything in Krishna, including myself in Krishna, and Krishna is in me. Mahabhagavata vision. When one can receive such vision, connect to such vision, then it's liberated. Even if living with some material body on this plane, but actually living on the liberated plane of consciousness, no doubt about it. And that's what the Uttamadhikari Mahabhagavata devotee like Srila Guru Maharaj did in his life. Although living on this plane, but actually not living on the material plane, abodhuta. We found, often found Srila Guru Maharaj, discovered Guru Maharaj abodhuta way. While he was living in a very secluded way, personal way, absorbed in his consciousness, absorbed in his deep, in his in-depth divine consciousness, divine Krishna consciousness. Okay, or getting highly elevated on the highest plane of divine consciousness. He would be looking abodhuta. And we had some of the close disciples of Guru Maharaj had the experience, that wonderful experience about him. I had that fortunate experience, direct experience about Guru Maharaj's other divine self, and divine manifestation while he was still staying on this plane, in this form. So wonderful in transcendence. So there's a Mahabhagavata platform. Sarvabhuteshu yah pasyed bhagavad bhavamatmana bhutani bhagavattatmannesha bhagavatottama. This verse, and yomang pashyati sarvatra sarvancha mani pashyati tassahang na pranashyami sacha me na pranashyati. These are all interconnected verse, interrelated verse. One is complementing the other verse. One is manifesting the meaning of the other. So they're so closely interrelated, intimately interrelated. It's a definition of Mahabhagavatam. Yo sarvabhuteshu yah pasyed bhagavad bhavam atmana bhutani bhagavattyatmannesha bhagavatottama. I am not going into the literal translation of the verse, but the essential meaning of this verse is that one who sees the whole universe, connects to the whole universe, relates to this whole universal form of mind, filled with my omnipresence, omniscience. Okay, so he is not away from me. He is with me, living with me, directly living with me, and I am living with him. In other words, those who see this whole universe, feel into this whole universe as none other than my universal form, life-giving, life-sustaining, life-nurturing, universal form of mind. I am the Supreme Creator. And so they can see me all around, see me everywhere, and they even discover themselves within me. At some point, they discover themselves living in the Krishna's energy, within Krishna's energy, finding themselves fully sheltered by Krishna's energy all around. Seeing me everywhere and seeing everything in me. He is seeing me everywhere and also seeing me within him and seeing him within me also, through inseparable interrelationship. Seeing me within him as soul, super soul, also seeing himself within me, surrounded by my energy. He is always living with me, sometimes crying, sometimes laughing, sometimes getting so emotional, trembling, feeling being entuned with the love ecstasy, ecstatic love of me, feelings of ecstatic love of me, my presence. His whole existence becomes filled with my wonderful, beautiful, ecstatic presence, giving rise to the upsurge of ecstatic love for me, love divine for me. And also, he experiences the upsurge of ecstatic love divine for me, revelation of love divine for me, also connects to my love for him, my blissful love for my devotees, connecting both ways, reciprocatively. Okay, not one way anymore. Reciprocatively connecting with me. That is the Mahabhagavata vision, definition of Mahabhagavata, described in this through this verse. Therefore, when they relate to this whole universe, they never see the material world. They directly, through like Guru Maharaj, in the language of Guru Maharaj, sometimes Guru Maharaj used some practical analogies, like they had X-ray vision, piercing vision. They are relating to this material universe, just piercing, just skipping and ignoring this material aspect. They are relating directly to the spiritual, divine aspect, none other than Krishna's energy. It is universal form of Krishna. No more material universe. Directly, it's a universal form of Krishna. It is Krishna in the form of this cosmic energy, universal form. You know? And Arjuna also directly related to that. No more material vision is there, no more limitations. So when the devotees think, how can you relate to Krishna, connect to Krishna? He's so far, he's remaining as so high, as ideal. We cannot touch him, feel him in a realistic way. Srila Guru Maharaj and other Guru Varga explained for them. You try to connect him with higher subjective consciousness. Just be open-hearted, be natural, and be completely faithful in Krishna with immense belief and faith, and just relate to the universe as universal form of Krishna. This one you cannot deny. You cannot say, I cannot perceive universe. You can perceive each and everything over here. You can see, touch, feel, hear, taste. You can directly perceive. Just simply change the dimensions of your perception. Make it be in tune in higher. Simply be in tune with higher dimensions of Krishna consciousness. Instead of connecting with it just material casually. So instead of connecting to this universe, okay, in just a limited, casually material way, relate to it, connect to it in unlimitedly Krishna conscious way. Connect to it in a divine, higher divine, super subjective way. At some point it will click. It will be clicking in you. You can connect to that dimension. You will be in tune with that. Then you are directly connecting with Krishna. It is none other than Krishna's energy. All this whole universal form. We are receiving so much life-giving energy, life-nurturing energy, everything. Okay, none other than Krishna's energy. So you will have no more such complaint. I cannot connect with Krishna. I cannot perceive of him. He is too high, too far, too distant from me. How can I? Here it is. And at some point, And at some point, through your in-depth realization, through your in-depth meditation, at some point through your in-depth, okay, subjective to super subjective meditations, feeling into yourself that you are also none other than Krishna's energy, but in the form of loving servitor. Not I am equal to Krishna, but I am a particle, which is reality. We have to address reality as it is, free of exaggeration, overestimation or underestimation. So the reality is this, that we are Krishna's energy, but a particle. Like huge sun and sun ray coming, we see the particles in the sun ray. It's like Jiva souls. So, but we are coming from Krishna. We are none other than Krishna's energy, minute particle. So now, like a spark of fire, when comes in contact with fueling, like gasoline, a spark can turn into blazing fire. So, although we are particle of Krishna's energy, but that particle can be converted into the world of great feelings, much wider, greater feelings. Like it is turning into blazing fire while being fueled properly in Krishna consciousness. That I also discover myself. Okay, not in a Mayavadi way, but in a high-class Krishna conscious way, where I am loving servitor, he is my divine Lord, beloved divine Lord, and I am loving servitor. Through such being situated with through such consciousness of service relationship of devotion to Krishna. Not I am equal with Krishna, but devotion to Krishna. With that divine spirit of dedication, feelings of dedication to Krishna, devotion to Krishna, in devotional love with Krishna, then you feel united. I am Krishna's energy being united with other aspects of Krishna's energy all around me. It is quite possible. Universal form. So therefore Lord Krishna also advised his devotees, try to connect with me, perceive my energy, or in other words, try to directly relate with me, perceive me through my universal form, which is before you, which you are directly perceiving. It's not far from you. Feel that. That's also feelings about me, that's also realization about me. When we relate to the standing before the ocean, okay, standing before the vast ocean, we forget becoming casual and relate to it in a higher subjective way and relate to its majestic beauty, wonderful majestic beauty, its power and beauty. Looking at the sunrise, sunset before the ocean, looking at the majestic beauty of the Himalayas, watching at the cloudless night sky filled with planets, filled with so many stars and planets, billions of galaxies, and we are absorbed. We become absorbed in that higher consciousness, outstretched, all-pervading consciousness of the superpower, Krishna's energy, and be absorbed into that, and absorbing that within me, I am relating none other than to Krishna directly through a universal form. But it's much more casual way, material limits. Okay, and you will be absorbed. Time to time I had that experience. being absorbed in divine cosmic consciousness, none other than Krishna, another aspect of Krishna's energy, another ways of manifestation of none other than Krishna before us in our life, where we are living. Therefore, Holy Scriptures also said, Krishna is the Supreme Absolute Divine, is very distant from you, also very near, very close by you. Like we can also have some idea. We may also have some idea through modern quantum mechanisms, science of quantum mechanisms. While we are touching this end of some quantum particle over here, immediately you are actually touching, it is affecting another quantum particle thousands and thousands and thousands miles away, simultaneously happening. That physical distance is not distance. Miraculously, mysteriously. So, some subtler level of this science also helps us to relate, to see the truth in a higher spiritual way. It is easier for the scientists to understand in this way. So they are also being wonderstruck the more they are discovering the mysterious, high-class, subtle way of happening of the things. Then what to speak more? So what Holy Scriptures said is true to the reality. What Holy Scriptures reveal to us, great reality, self-effulgent reality, tad dure tad antike. It is very distant from you. You can see it so far away from you, distant, but at the same time simultaneously so near by you. Like we find, like the way we discover in quantum mechanisms. Not only that, see, if we feel we are staying where right now we are living on this earth, and somebody in England or America also living, sharing the same earth. When we see the earth, our earthly existence, non-divisible way, then we are sharing the same earth, same space, same light, same world of sound, light, and then ether, space, everything. We are distant, but at the same time we are connected, because we are all of us are sharing the same reality in the form of air, space, air, lights, and the other Mother Earth. But we are also distant. Both are achinta bhedabhed. If we could have the ability of like quantum mechanism directly, can be in tune with that frequency, that physical distance between India and England, India, America, or anything, will no more be there. Physical distance is gone. Like as soon as you, through mobile phone, you connect, no more physical distance. Physical is thousands and thousands of miles away, but no more distance. Immediately is happening simultaneously. See. So these realities already explained through the revealed knowledge of many holy scriptures in this way. So when the devotees have such questions, how can you relate to Krishna? And Guru Maharaj replied in a very nice way, in such ways. Guru Maharaj spoke about universal energy, divine cosmic energy, all-pervading divine energy, power to the limitlessness, which is none other than Krishna. In order to explain about the tattva of Krishna, conception of Godhead, time to time Guru Maharaj explained Krishna in this way, all-pervading cosmic energy, all-pervading superpower in the form of Parang Brahma, Paramatma, then the same all-pervading, omniscient, omnipresent superpower is called by name Krishna, recognized with personality to the limitless nature. Personality of limitless character, unlike mundane concept of limited personality. Therefore, Guru Maharaj often used the term Supreme Absolute Good, Supreme Absolute Divine, Supreme Reality the Beautiful, more tattva way to make others understand. Never think of Krishna. Try to understand about the Krishna tattva first. Then you will really understand the nature of personality of Krishna. Otherwise you will think, oh, Krishna is just great personality. He is a person with some limited greatness, personality. Okay. But that supreme personality of Krishna is also manifesting as all-pervading superpower in wonderfully mysterious ways, and also all-pervading super soul. And the same reality ultimately manifesting in Krishna conception of God is Krishna in the most beautiful and wonderful personal form, that of limitless character, limitless divine character, unlike the limited conception of mundane personality. Completely. See, Guru Maharaj explained about the truths of Krishna consciousness, dual ways and non-dual ways. Dual ways and non-dual ways as Advaya Jnana Brajendra Nandana Krishna. What is it? But such non-dual conception of Krishna is opposed to Mayavadi non-dual conception. You have to understand. There's pure non-dual conception and Mayavadi type of non-dual conception. They are two different things, so to understand that. But yes, pure non-dual conception about Krishna actually revealing the truth of union. Ecstatic love union, ecstatic devotional union between Supreme Beloved Master, Supreme Beloved Lord and Beloved Servitor. Through their love exchanges, through their love reciprocations, ecstatic love reciprocations, through Parikara Vaishishta, we find the principles, we find the revelation, the manifestations of the flows of that ecstatic love reciprocations between Supreme Lord, Supreme Beloved Lord and His beloved devotee through the level of Parikara Vaishishta, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, Parikara Vaishishta. Parikara, the stage of Parikara Vaishishta means the world which is characterized, which is defined with some beautiful, melodious love relationships through reciprocations, reciprocative love relationships between Krishna Radhika and their loved servitors. And thus, Leela being manifested. Otherwise, Leela will not be possible. Without the reciprocations between the beloved Lord and beloved devotees, real pastimes will not be possible. So Radha Krishna's pastime, Lord's pastimes is possible with the only being united, while his devoted lovers are playing the role through their services. Supreme Lord as Supreme Beloved, His great servitor, devoted loved servitor. So without the beloved servitors of Radha Krishna, and without the ecstatically devoted love servitors. So I am describing servitors both ways. Beloved by the divine couple. At the same time, these servitors, they are also supremely beloved to these servitors. So without the practical roles, without the functions, vital, essential functions of the beloved servitors and the performance of their divine love services, ecstatic love services to divine couple, no Leela can be manifesting. Leela activity always manifest in the conjunction, unification between beloved Lord and beloved servitor, and functions of their love services. Loved servitors are enjoying to dedicate their love services to the Lord, to the divine couple, and they are enjoying to accept their love services. One side, the side of loving servitor, enjoying to dedicate, to devote through their love services to please them, enjoying to please them more and more. The more they are able to please them, the more in return, the more they are also receiving the higher divine pleasure through reciprocation in return. The more they are able to please their beloved master and mistress through their blissful love services, the more they are receiving the pleasure from their pleasure through their love services. They are receiving so much pleasure in return that they could please their beloved so much. And this way, it continues, circular way. The more they are giving to the divine couple in love for their pleasure, the more they are receiving in return. The more they are receiving return, the more they want to give more in love. The more they want to devote themselves in fathomless, unlimited love services. And the more they offer their love services to them, to the limitlessness for their pleasure, the more they enjoy that, the more they receive their love reciprocation to them in return, and becomes inundated with so much love ecstasy. And this goes on and on and on through infinite reciprocation to limitless reciprocations, without beginning, without end. Such is the wonderful reality and character, Parikara Vaishishta, that is found. It is explained by the world, nature of the Parikara Vaishishta, world of the Leela. Leela of dynamic characters, Leela of the ever newest characters, ever fresh characters, through innumerable beautiful, wonderful, divine dimensions, revealing all the time. Although same Leela has got eternal, unchangeable and eternal background and source. So while the character of that Leela is being maintained, while certain character, one aspect of that eternally flowing Leela is being maintained as unchangeable and eternal, without any change, other aspects of the same Leela manifesting in newest way, ever fresh ways. Nava Navayoma. Both are happening simultaneously, and we cannot fully comprehend by limited human brain, by limited ability of human perception, how they are happening together simultaneously. Okay? It is ever eternal. It is eternal. Okay? completely of eternal character, ever unchangeable. And in the lap of that eternity and unchangeability, some new change, some changed, fresh manifestations taking place. And without disturbing the eternal character. So it seems to be apparently paradoxical, self-contradictory, but it's not. It's simultaneously happening, and Mahaprabhu said, you know, this is reality. This is how it is happening. Do not try to conceive of it. Through human brain you won't understand, you cannot comprehend how apparently self-contradictory, a paradoxical thing happening together. It's not paradoxical, it's not self-contradictory. It seems self-contradictory, paradoxical because of your limitations. Limitations of perceiving, conceiving things of transcendental nature. That's why Mahaprabhu qualified that his Achinta Bhedabhed principle with the word Achinta. Achinta. Gaur Hari Bol. I just spontaneously felt like sharing about this, following in the mood of Guru Maharaj, how to connect with Krishna. While we really want to, really want to mean to connect with Krishna, at some point, Krishna will show us the way. Will reveal, mercifully reveal, graciously reveal to us, reciprocating to that yearning prayer, saying, here I am, in different forms, in different ways. You can relate with me. How can you stay away without relating me? I am in and outside you. You are none other than my energy. So then, you can even have, beyond material limitations, sometimes devotees can also have some self-care, self-love, self-care, but in relation to Krishna. Defining and understanding one's own self, himself or herself, that I am none other than Krishna's unit, Krishna's energy particle. So let me take care. It's like I am taking care of myself, that I am none other than Krishna's property. Krishna's property, meant for offering love service to the source, to my divine source, my beloved Lord. So I should also take care of myself, not in a selfish way, not in a selfishly separate way from Krishna, but in relation to Krishna, in Krishna consciousness. When a devotee knows how to do it, that's also wonderful. Taking care of your own self with self-love, self-care, as servitor to Krishna, being servitor of Krishna, as his servitor. Then that is very good. Then that self-care also becomes a part of service to Krishna, because I am taking care of Krishna's property. That's how devotees view. Never in a selfishly separate way, but they're doing it in Krishna consciousness. They're eating, drinking, sleeping, doing everything, living in Krishna consciousness. Taking care of himself as a servitor, to take care of the servitor of Krishna, all in Krishna consciousness. They're taking care of himself and herself so that they can stay very fit in a best way, and with that best fitness, best ability, they can render best service, offer best service to Krishna. That is their interest. That's how the Braja Gopis, Mahaprabhu explained in the Braja, transcendental Braja, all the Sakhas, Sakhis, all the beloved associates, beloved servitors, all the beloved servitors, associates of Krishna, Shakhas, Priyanarma Shakhas, Sakhis, Braja Gopis. What to speak more of our highest Swamini Radhika. They take care of themselves, their body, mind, everything, their soul. They take care of themselves completely in the interest of Krishna. Braja Gopa, Braja Gopis, they take care of their body, their everything very nicely, but in the interest of Krishna, not in any separate individual material interest. So we have to be in tune with that flow. That flow. We can be very enriched. We can be very rich with the divine wealth, the divine attainment. So I am not only describing all this, explaining all this ideally, but also realistically. Gaur Hari Bol. You have to go. I feel so happy. The presence of my God brothers, loved God brother, God sister. You are all so good hearts. By some mystical will of Guru Maharaj, you are all brought here. That's how I view. Some sweet will of Guru Gauranga, Radha, Gandharva, Govinda, Sundara, sweet will of Guru Maharaj playing at the background to draw both good hearts over here again. Not just chance coincidence, much more than that. Organized. Following a system, higher divine system. Yet to be discovered more, explored more deeply into that. Why you are brought over here. In connection with Guru Maharaj, this Bhajan Kutir of Guru Maharaj, whole Bhajan Kutir is filled with his energy, filled with his consciousness. Divine consciousness. This is immortal, ever existing. As we can entune, as soon as we can be entuned with that frequency, is eternally existing, ever present. Here. Gaur Hari Bol. Gaur Hari Jai Dayal Nitai, Dayal Nitai, Dayal Nityananda Prabhu.